Welcome to Niv-Mizzet Reborn. As far as opening hand goes, yes, we're going to keep on this one. I like it. We've got Life from the Loam and a Fetch Land in a 5-color deck. That is a very welcome sight to see. So we'll go and lead off with Catacombs. And actually, if we want to, we can go Brainstorm. City of Brass, Brainstorm, shuffle that away, then grab a green source. Yeah, let's go City of Brass. I think that'd be pretty good. And then anything else, we're going to go pass the turn over to our opponent. We're playing Niv-Mizzet Reborn. Really excited about this. Whenever Niv enters the battlefield, reveal the top 10 cards of your library. For each of those color pairs, put one into your hand, then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. And we're playing against Skittles, the Infect Dragon. So let's go Brainstorm. We're going to draw 3 cards, take 1 damage off of this one, which is not going to be the end of the world. And Monastery Mentor, Reborn Hope, and then Izzet Charm. So let's put Reborn Hope on top, and I really do like Monastery. Actually, let's go Empty the Warrens, and then we go Reborn Hope. Yeah, that'll be good. I'd like to have Empty the Warrens, but we just don't have the hand for it at this point right now. So let's go. We'll get down to Catacombs. Get that down. Let's search up a, yeah, I think... Actually, we'll grab a red-green source. Yeah, we can grab a red-green source off that. So let's grab Taiga, and then let's go Life from the Loam, because we definitely want to be able to make sure we can make the land drop going forward. And it helps if we tap one of those colors for green. There we go. Take 1 damage off the City of Brass, bring that Catacombs back, and then pass it over to our opponent. So we're playing against Skittles, the Infect Dragon, flying an Infect, and then for 1 black mana activation, Skittles deals, gains haste until end of turn. Then for 2 black mana activation, Skittles, you can regenerate them. You can taste the Infect Rainbow, so hopefully we can stop him from dealing enough Infect to us. That would not be too good. Now, do we want to dredge Life from the Loam? Yeah, let's do that. You know, we've got this deck set up to where we can do some pretty good stuff. So let's go Life from the Loam on Command Tower, and actually, if we want to get all 3, we can basically just go Catacombs. So let's go and crack Catacombs. We'll grab ourselves a blue source. Let's go Underground Sea. And you know what? Let's do this. Let's go Monastery Mentor. Yeah, I kind of like that. So we go Monastery Mentor. The next turn we can go Life from the Loam. We can go Frantic Search. We can go even something like Izzet Charm, or setting something up like Aetherflux Reservoir. This will kind of force our opponent to have some sort of spot removal to deal with Monastery Mentor, so I kind of like that. We did cover both commanders. Give a quick shout out to our sponsors, MTGOTraders. If you don't play Magic Online, whether it's Commander Online, Modern, Legacy, Penny Dreadful, there's a whole ton of awesome formats for you to play. Be sure to hit up MTGOTraders. They will certainly take care of you. And opponent's going to go for Crypt Gas, which is going to be 2. Yeah, we want to take care of Crypt Gas. So let's go Frantic Surge. That's going to give us a 1/1 Monk token on the battlefield. And if you didn't see the deck tag, this is pretty much what this deck wants to do. You know, get down some sort of value pile and just really start casting a ton of spells. So let's get rid of Venser. Yeah, because I like the rest of the other spells. We'll get rid of Simic Signet, untap 3 lands. And then let's go Life from the Loam. Let's go Catacombs, Tropical Island, and then go Command Tower. And that'll give us an additional Monk token, and that'll just give us a few extra land drops in our hand too. That way we can work our way towards Niv. So let's go Tropical Island. And let's go Izzet Charm, 2 damage to Crypt Gas. Yeah, I like going for that, because if they untap with a ton of mana like that, it's going to be hard for us to do anything. Oh, look at this. This is just a beautiful board state. Let's get that Prowess Trigger, 1 more damage, and once we get down to Aetherflux Reservoir, we'll be in a pretty good spot. So we take care of an old Crypt Gas. Let's go and swing in for a 5/5. Knock them down to 25, and then we'll go and pass the turn over to our opponent. So next turn, we are looking at a Prophetic Bolt up top. We do have Aetherflux Reservoir too we need to get down to really kind of start working towards some of that storm action. But we've got a really good board state developed at this point right now. One of the things about playing against Skittles is you have to watch out for that Infect. It just kind of comes out of the middle of nowhere. But with us being able to get this amount of prowess, this amount of Monk power on the battlefield, I will certainly take it. So opponent's going to go Hero's Downfall on Monastery Mentor. That's perfectly fine. And then hopefully our opponent gets in a point to where Hypnotic Spectre discards a card at random. That might be... Do we want to end up using Prophetic Bolt just for Spectre, just to kind of protect our hand? And yeah, let's go and dredge Life from the Loam again. Oh, 1,000-Year Storm. That is exactly what we want to see. So let's go Catacombs. Because if we're going to turn target multicolor card, let's do this at this point. If they've got another piece of removal, they've got it. So let's just go Niv-Mizzet at this point right now. Let's crack Catacombs. Yeah, because that's going to refuel our hand and really set us up for this Reborn Hope. So let's get this popped out. And I think at this point we'll just grab ourselves a Scrubland. So let's go for Niv-Mizzet. We're going to take 1 damage off City of Brass, have Niv enter the battlefield, and then once we grab ourselves that 1,000-Year Storm out of the graveyard, then we can really get some good stuff going. Oh, man. That's a bummer. Okay, anything else? We've already gone live from the loan. We'll go and pass the turn. But, it's good. Like I mentioned with that Monk Monastery Mentor, getting some pretty good Monk tokens. We can get down Shahili and get some good Construct tokens on the battlefield. Also, let's give a quick shout out to inkedgaming.com. Forgot to finish my ad stuff. If you use coupon code JOLT or go to the website, type in JOLT539, you can find my playmats on there. I've got some Scry, the Scurry playmats, got a Gonti playmat, Unesh Value Train, and the Church of Athreos. So, or if you just don't want any of my playmats, you can choose Jolt to get 10% off and help the channel out at the same time. And last but not least, I started a Patreon, so if you'd like to contribute to that, it is available. And I think at this point, yeah, we're just going to block on Spectre, even if they got some sort of minus whatever spell. But yeah, I started a Patreon, so if you'd like to contribute to that, go for it. And then if you don't, no problem at all. Yeah, no pressure to do so. It is just there to help supplement the YouTube channel. So, and what is going on? Okay, so our opponent went for Boon of Air. Sorry, I was doing that ad spot, and I was just trying to figure out what's happening. So Boon of Airbows, target creature gets +2/+0, regenerate it, you lose 2 life. And then Ruse, if you control Swamp, gets +2 until end of turn. Okay, that was a... Oh yeah, they have to take care of Niv, but it actually kind of works out to where once we get Niv on the battlefield, and we can recast it and end up with some really nice stuff. Okay, so that revealed that last Niv-Mizzet entered the battlefield was a little bit of a bummer, but we do have some good utility pieces in there to make sure we can kind of combo off. So I think at this point that does have flying. Now if we go for Reborn Hope, yeah, let's take care of this Spectre. That's going to be a pretty good chunk of damage. So let's go Command Tower. Let's go Prophetic Bolt on Hypnotic Spectre, and that way we're just going to go ahead and do this main phase. That way we don't have to worry about some sort of random regenerate spell. And it also gives us some pretty nice prowess too. We'll at least swing him with 2 of the Monk tokens. So we're going to go Prophetic Bolt. If they've got another regenerate spell, that last card in their hand, so be it. But at least it'll kind of force them into the Skittle range. And then hopefully we can figure out something else to kind of deal with Skittles on the battlefield. So that's going to be Prophetic Bolt, 4 damage. And the way this deck is set up is Empty the Warrens, Urban Evolution. Yeah, I think we go Urban Evolution. That'll be pretty good. Yeah, let's go Urban Evolution because that'll allow us to really get some good stuff. Make a few extra land drops. Once we go for 1,000-Year Storm, then we can really kind of build up a nice kind of spell-based, going for that storm action. Let's go and push him for 2. And then whenever it blocks, it gets +2. Okay, so we're going to swing it for 4, and then we'll leave up that last Monk token. But yeah, this is not your traditional Storm deck, but it is still just a ton of fun, Pretty much the main win condition for this deck is getting down 1,000-Year Storm. I played 1 game before playing this deck, and it was kind of one of those, I was like, well, let's just, because sometimes you have an idea for Commander, and then you throw the cards together and you don't know if it's going to work out. And so the first game I started to play it, we had 1,000-Year Storm in the hand, and the next thing you know, I'm getting like Cerebral Vortex, storming that for like 5, and it was just like, oh, it just felt good. All right, so opponent's going to go for Rancid Earth, destroy target land, and we still have Life from the Loam, so we can bounce back from that, and we still have Urban Evolution, but I'd like to be able to take care of Urban Evolution, if possible, if we can play an addition. Do we want a Life from the Loam before we go for that? Yeah, let's do some setting up, because we can go Chromatic Lantern, and we've got a full hand with Life from the Loam. That'll really help us make sure this Urban Evolution really sticks really well. So let's go Life from the Loam, Command Tower, Stomping Ground, and Catacombs. And then now that we do have Chromatic Lantern on the battlefield, actually that still doesn't matter with City of... Yeah, whenever it becomes tapped, so... Mana Confluence is the one that doesn't do that. So we go Command Tower, and let's go ahead and go Reborn Hope. We'll bring back 1,000-Year Storm, and then that way we can, simply just getting an extra Urban Evolution once we have 1,000-Year Storm down, that'll really help us out. So let's go Reborn Hope. We're going to bring Thousand Year Storm back. And that's also why this deck actually works out really well as kind of a Life from the Loam dredgy style deck. We have Mizzet's Mastery, which it turns all of our, we can cast all the cards out of our graveyard once we overload it. And then we also have Past in Flames too. So getting down something like Life from the Loam really quick really does help this deck kind of push a fun game plan. But yeah, you know, if you watch my channel, you may have noticed that I don't really kind of build a lot of 5-color decks. I enjoy playing them, but I just kind of find sometimes that it feels weird building a 5-color deck in Commander, just because when you're building Kitrog, you have to stick black-green, you have these color requirements, but in a 5-color deck, it's just kind of like a good stuff pile. So, and I've been playing a lot of Storm recently, so I figured why not just get down some sort of 5-drop enabler, and that'll really get us going. Do you want to Life from the Loam? Because we're probably going to go Supreme Verdict. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's go Life from the Loam. And then we want to take care of Skittles. Just get a little bit of an extra, kind of get that commander tax going. So let's go for Skittles. That's going to take care of them. We get the land drop down for the turn. That's going to be Catacombs. And let's go Shahili. Well, actually, no, with Arid Mesa, we're going to crack Catacombs because I was worried about not having enough fetchable sources. Let's go ahead and grab Breeding Pool. Have that come into play taps. And then that way it's going to allow us to at least kind of start making a few extra land drops next turn with Urban Evolution. It's going to be green. And then one where. Okay. Bring those back, and then we'll go and pass the turn. So that'll put us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's going to be 9 next turn. So that's not going to be enough for 1,000 Year Storm and Aether Flux Reservoir, but at least we can get down one of them. And even if we get down Shahili, that'll at least kind of force our opponent to swing in with Skittles. So they're going to get it down again. And then let's see what we draw into. I think. Yeah, let's hold off on Gilded Lotus. Okay. So I think at this point, so we go Gilded Lotus. That's going to be, we'll get the land drop down for the turn. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gilded Lotus, and let's go 1,000 Year Storm. And what that does allow us to do next turn is that we can at least go Life from the Loam. We can dredge Life from the Loam and then go for Urban Evolution. That does put our opponent in a spot to where that's going to be 2 turns with Skittles. And that's going to be 4 Infect. But thankfully, we don't really have any sort of amplifying effect from our opponent. They did just straight up get the land drop down. So we might be able to kind of survive 2 more turns. But if we need to do some setting up, which is exactly what we need to do, I kind of like going for this. So let's go Life from the Loam. We're going to dredge that. It's going to be Gutter Snipe out of the graveyard. So as far as how much mana we've got, let's go Arid Mesa. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, let's do that. So we go Urban Evolution. We go Life from the Loam. Actually, we do it like this. So we crack Arid Mesa, because that'll be an extra land drop we can make. So let's crack Arid Mesa. We grab Volcanic Island. Let's go Life from the Loam on Arid Mesa and Tundra. That's going to be a 0 copy, and that'll make this Urban Evolution a little bit better, because that's going to be 6 cards that we can draw and a few extra land drops to make. So let's go Urban Evolution, and we get to make an extra copy of this. And so even if we don't win, and somehow our opponent closes this one out, just getting an extra Urban Evolution copy always, just, getting a copy of that always feels really good, especially in a Storm deck like this. So I'm not going to dredge Life from the Loam, because we want to see if we can't get a few more. Oh, that is exactly what we needed. Riku, Enlightened Tutor. We're going to be able to draw 3 more cards. Okay, so we can make a bunch of extra land drops. So we go Tundra, Mesa, Mana Confluence, and then that's going to put us on D-Spark. Now, if we end up going for D-Spark and get a copy of it, that's going to make them, we may end up needing to do that on our opponent's turn. So let's go Enlightened Tutor. Because at this point right now with Enlightened Tutor, we just want to set up a really nice Ralzerix Outburst. And what we'll put on top is probably going to be Mana Crypt. That way we just have access to a little bit extra mana. So we're going to put Mana Crypt on top. Let's go for Ralzerix Outburst, targeting our opponent. Because even if they do have some sort of way to they basically have Regenerate on Skittles, more than enough mana. So we can't get this Ralzerix Outburst to deal enough damage to kind of stop that Regenerate ability. So let's go and choose the same targets on this. That's going to be, there we go. Ooh, and then Mizzet's Mastery, but we don't have enough mana for that overloaded cost. So let's go one more Ralzerix, see what else. Ooh, Electrolyze, that is exactly what we wanted to see. Okay, so that Electrolyze should be enough to close it out. So we grab that Counterflux. Let's go Electrolyze. We're going to target our opponent. There we go. Exactly, just enough. That's going to be red, blue, and then one more City of Brass. So we're going to get, let's see how many more copies. We're going to get 4 more copies of Electrolyze, but that's going to be more than enough to close it out, because that's going to be 2, 4, 6, 8, 8 total damage once we deal that. And our opponent has 0 cards in the hand. So you can definitely see we're getting down 1,000-Year Storm in a deck like this can really help us. I don't know, that feels good. Look at that. All right, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And that is... It always feels nice to beat Skittles, especially in a Stormway like this, but look at all those Electrolyzes. But you can see where, building 1,000-Year Storm in a deck like this, you end up with just, getting extra Urban Evolutions or getting extra Electrolyzes or anything like that. It's just kind of fun to get that Storm effect going. And once again, keeping on theme with the graveyard part that I was talking about, Past in Flames and Mizzet's Mastery, you kind of make sure that you end up with some goofy stuff. So let's see what our opponent's going to be tapping out for. They're going to regenerate old Skittles over there a bunch of times. As the Skittles is sitting on his perch trying to survive. Gonna dump that last bit of mana in there. All right, there we go. Knock our opponent down to 0. So you can definitely see this is a Storm-based deck. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of times I was trying to think about getting down Aether Flux Reservoir. Just imagine if we had Monastery Mentor on the battlefield, getting all those extra monk tokens and just different things like that. And that is just some wild things. But thankfully we were able to beat the Skittles, Infect Dragon, and end up with a ton of value on the board, making Niv-Mizzet very, very happy. So if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.